For this first exercise, you will place your hand in the brown bag. Your goal is not to look, but instead to feel the object. Whatever you touch with your left hand or your non-drawing hand, you will try and copy that same line onto your paper. You may look at your paper, but you may not look in the bag. I'm continuing to feel with my left hand the edges of this object and capturing those edges with my pencil. Because I don't release my hand from touching the object, I also do not lift my pencil from the paper. I am not trying to rush my drawing. Instead, I am feeling for all the different shapes and details and including those edges. That means if I have what feels like a skinny metal line, that line has a top and a bottom. It is not just a single line. So you can see where I've drawn above and below what I have felt. Once I think that I've included everything, I'm going to go back and again feel if there's anything I missed. So these sharp edges that were sticking out of the main object I missed, so I am including them now. You may have been wondering what I was drawing. I may have wanted to think about that, but instead I chose to experience space and use the right side of my brain to capture what I felt instead of think about what it is. For the demo, I'll show you what it was, but when you are doing your drawings, because you're going to rotate, I don't want you looking until the end of class. Now let's try a traditional blind contour. I'm looking at the wrinkles of my hand and not at my drawing. You will receive a plate to cover up your drawing so you're not tempted to look. I am drawing every wrinkle. If it is a darker line, I'll press harder. For lighter lines, I'll use outer space lines to connect from one wrinkle to the other. Now I want you to draw what you see me drawing, pressing as hard as you see me press, and lighter when you see me press lighter. Again, try not to think about what it is, just draw the lines that you see. For this drawing, I was looking at my bent hand, and you can see where I was drawing the fingernails, the curves, and the bends without lifting my pencil. You can still use the blind contour method to draw something that is flat or even with text. You're going to notice I'm going to draw around the shapes that I'm seeing. I'm looking again only at my object and not at my drawing, so things aren't going to line up perfectly, and that's okay. I'm drawing around the letters, keeping my lines connected and trying to get the same exact style of the letters. This is not me the way I would write an essay or a question or take notes in class, but I am looking at the objects as shapes. Everything else is shapes as well. Again, this is a blind contour, so I am not looking at my picture. I'm looking and focusing only on the keychain. Here I've sped it up so you can see how I make sure I am paying attention to every single detail and shape. If I think I've forgotten one, I'll go back and get it. You'll also notice where I made mistakes. I drew things too small, too large, and that's okay because I am looking only at the object, so I really won't know. And I'll redraw some things, draw some things twice, and that's fine. Focus will be the same for partially blind contour, except that instead of spending all your time looking at your object, you will look at your object for about a second, then you will look back at your paper for another second. You'll go back to the object, then back at your paper. So your eyes are darting quickly from object to paper. In this method, you're still keeping your pencil connected to your paper, You are not erasing, but simply redrawing. If you need to get from the bottom to the top, you are dragging an outer space line from the bottom to the top. When I am more confident about the shape of my line, or when I see shadows or darker edges, I will press harder with my pencil. When I need to move quickly from one thing to another, or I need to make a curve, I will press lighter. What if your object seems really overwhelming or complex? You are going to pick one place to start. I recommend choosing whatever looks most interesting to you. I am starting with the top left button on this trumpet. I am using the same method, trying to ignore what this thing actually is and focusing on the lines. You can see where I draw faster when I do curves, and I draw slower when I am trying to draw straight lines or darker lines. I have placed the trumpet and am drawing, so I have not a lot of space between what I am looking at and where I'm drawing on my paper. I don't want to have to turn my head, but merely glance back and forth so I can keep the pattern of about one glance a second, trumpet, paper, trumpet, paper, so I can remember as much information as possible. You can see where I've drawn lightly to connect things. I am drawing the design, the rust that's inside of each metal piece. I'm drawing the bends and breaks in the metal. I am drawing the curves, really as much information as possible. To truly finish this trumpet as a partially blind drawing, it would take me a very long time. My goal is not to do the whole object, but instead to capture as many details as I can in the amount of time that I have. And if that means one key, that's all I will draw. Notice that I am including a range of value in my line from heavy elephant lines to light outer space lines. I am including details, I am drawing large, and I have one smooth, continuous line. I am not lifting my pencil up. I am not doing a sketch line that just goes back and forth and back and forth. But in order to fix or make corrections, I am just redrawing and leaving my old lines there, even if they are not perfect. That is okay. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video so you can better see how this turns out. I am obviously not actually drawing this fast. This method works best when you are going slowly and carefully, even imagining a snail is walking around the object and your line is following that snail.